What's up YouTube, Day here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you, as promised, more of a full-powered zombie deck profile. Now, what I've kind of tried to go with this deck is to keep it as purely zombie as I possibly can with the main deck and some of the extra deck cards. Now, of course, if you wanted to basically just use and abuse the new cards at their best potential, you would start putting stuff in like the Brilliant Fusion Engine, your Ash Blossoms, your Ogres, stuff like that. This is without the hand traps, without the Brilliant, as pure zombie as I can kind of make it for now. And then we can build on top of that and push it further forward. So without further ado, I'll take you straight through the deck and show you exactly what we've got, and I'll explain why we've got it the way we have it. So, of course, we start off with standard in a zombie deck of triple Mizuki, have to be playing 3 of this, and triple Solitaire. We've then got 2 Uni Zombie because this can get a little bit cloggy. You don't want to see it in your opening hand. Ideally, what you want to be seeing is your Solitaire, and then using Solitaire's effect to get into your Uni Zombie and push it further forward that way. We've then got double Zombie Master to use and abuse the ability of course, Zombie World. More so bringing back a card, sending a card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon a level 4 or lower zombie monster from either player's graveyard, so of course Zombie World becomes more relevant there. But it also gets rid of your Glow Up Bulbs and your Necro World Banshees from your hand to push that further forward. We've then got the 2 Gozuki, of course, you can drop this down to 1 should you need to. We've got 2 Glow Up Bloom. Again, you don't really want this in the hand. The only time you'll want this in the hand is if you've got Uni Zombie on board to get it out of your hand, or of course your Zombie Master. 9 times out of 10 you want to be sending it from your deck when you've already got a Mizuki engraved off of your Uni Zombie and stuff like that. But you also want to make sure that you've got Zombie World in place so that you can use and abuse its effect as best as possible. Of course, we've got double Necro World Banshee. I just feel that when you're using and abusing stuff like Metaverse, I don't think it's as relevant when you have got the ability to use like Terraforming if you wish. And of course, Banshee could be very, very easily put into the graveyard off of Uni Zombie, off of Zombie Master, sorry guys, and then off of course Foolish Barrel and stuff like that. So getting her to the graveyard, very, very important. Again, you don't want it at free because it can get cloggy. But you do want to get it to the grave as consistently and quickly as you possibly can. We've then got 2 Snow, you know, banishing your Spectral Swords, which we do play 2 of as well, gives you that additional pop. But then, of course, banishing Solitaire gives you a special summon back. Banishing your Spectral Sword gives you... Actually, you don't want to be banishing this, sorry. You want to be banishing this off of its own effect. But you want to be making sure that Snow is still an incredibly powerful card in this deck. It hasn't been touched as of yet. And it can be very, very useful to slow your opponent down, disrupt your opponent, and of course, put some of these cards you do want banished, like your Spectral Sword and your Solitaire, sorry, not Spectral Sword, Spirit Master, all the S's, and your Solitaire into the banish zone, and then push plays further forward, which again is why we played Burial from a different dimension as well, to bring those back so that it isn't the end of the world if you've used Snow's effect. 2 Red Eye Zombie Dragon. I think this is the best of the higher level zombie monsters that you can play in this deck. The 1 Border Roach, and then of course the 1 Tatsu Necro. Now the reason I've dropped Tatsu Necro down to 1 is when I'm actually looking at it, we don't have that many zombie synchros. And the fact this locks you into zombie synchros kind of stops your plays with the other stuff as well. So this is a nice little 1 card into the new Red Eyes, but what I would like to do is I'd like to have Vampire Sucker in play ready to go first, and then of course normal summon the Tatsu Necro if I haven't already used my normal summon, and push plays further forward that way. This might be more relevant in the Brilliant Fusion version, depending on the way the wording works, because obviously this just says you cannot special summon monsters except zombie monsters. So I'm assuming that is part of this card's summon effect. So it can be very, very limited and the way you push it forward. Obviously, the example I used yesterday in the budget version, you will need to use Burial from a different dimension to put this and, of course, Mizuki back into the grave. Then you would banish Mizuki, bring this out, and then you get to go into the level 10 Spectral Sword of Sun Saga. So that is kind of a way of pushing forward into your bigger beaters. You can play and go more central on the Tatsu Necro if you wish, but it's not as powerful as you might straight away think. It's still very, very good, just because of that limitation it can hurt a little bit. Triple Zombie World, triple Allure of Darkness, all your dark monsters. You've got a lot of draw power, and of course you've got your Tatsu Necro, your Bardo Roach, your Red Eye Zombie. Obviously you can't use your Spectral Swords. You've got your Banshees, your Glow Up Blooms, your Zombie Masters, and your Uni Zombies that you can use off of Allure to give you a bit of draw power. And like I said, there is a reason that we're playing at least two of Burial from a Different Dimension. You open up this and you have 3 Mizukis. You're going to be playing through 6 Mizuki plays, and trust me, that will definitely get you your Vampire Suckers plus a draw, plus more Synchro plays on board, or XYZ plays should you want to go down that route. Double Book of the Life, again trying to help out with your Vampire Suckers in your extra deck, and bringing back your zombies should you need them. Again with the 1 Monster Reborn as well, quite straightforward on that one. The 1 Zombie Necroiser, I still think this is probably the better one of the 2. It's still very, very powerful, it's just quite specific, but being able to get a level 5 or higher zombie monster on the field is actually quite easy with the amount of synchros we put on, especially if you've got Zombie World, because I believe with Zombie World on the board, all your things become zombie, of course, but it doesn't say that their original attribute has to be, or their original type has to be zombie, so it does mean that this is a lot more consistent in this build, so you could bump this up to 2 should you wish. We've then got the 1 Monster Gate to get into your bigger ones a little bit easier should you need to, and if you hard draw out your Mizuki, you can normal summon the Mizuki, activate Monster Gate, get rid of it, excavate cards, bring out another monster, and then you've got Mizuki plays, which hopefully what you've milled can then come back as well. The 1 Foolish Burial and the 1 Terraforming. You can bump Terraforming up to 2, but the reason I've got it at 1 is because I'd rather be playing around with the Banshees than the Terraformings right now, but that's just personal choice. You can drop the Banshee down to 1 should you wish, and bump the Terraformings up to 2. Now onto the extra deck, we'll take you through the synchros. So of course we've got the 1 Archfiend Zombie Skull. This is made with your Spectral Sword graveyard effect, and this just gives you zombie monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. The 1 Revived King Hadas, again comes out with your Spectral Sword and negates the effects of effect monsters destroyed by battle with zombie type monsters. So obviously with your Zombie World in play, everything you destroy will then be negated. We've got the 1 level 7, you can place at 2 if you wish. It's just a lot harder to bring out. I mean, the Tatsu Necro is obviously one natural way of doing it, but because we've only played that at 1, the other option is you would then need to use Uni Zombie, and obviously have the ability to bring back with Mizuki to then make this guy, and to be totally honest, I'd rather be going into a Vampire Sucker than that guy in that sense, unless I want to be more aggressive and start reviving stuff. The 1 Bills, it's still incredibly powerful and hard for your opponent to deal with. The 1 Shogun Saga, the 1 Scarlight, this can win you games in time and everything, so I think it's very, very important to play around with. 1 Omega, again, recycling your banish zones. If you do want to play Pot of Desires, it can pick, choose and bring that stuff back as well. But bringing back, of course, your Mizuki, and then being able to rip one from your opponent's hand can be very, very useful. And then the 1 Shogun Saga, or the Sun Saga, sorry. A very, very powerful card, and like I said, if you do the Tatsunoko play properly and you do have the Burial from Different Dimension, you can get into this off of like 2 cards, but it's still a very, very powerful card because it requires 1 zombie type tuner and then 1 or more non-tuner zombie type monsters. So again, with Zombie World in play, I believe that makes it a lot more consistent to make as well, but the majority of your deck is zombies, so you shouldn't have an issue making this guy. You've then got 2 Vampire Suckers, again, very, very important in the deck. Getting the draw ability, the revive ability, the whole 9 yards that you need is very, very important. And then for our other Link 2s, we've got the 1 Phoenix, and then of course we've got our Link 3s of Deco Talker and Unicorn. Unicorn, in my opinion, is kind of like the staple Link 3 right now. Alternatively, because it does get cards out of your hand as well, so you can get rid of your Glark Bloom and stuff like that. Alternatively, Deco Talker can be changed for like a Trispania, depending if you're going to be coming up against heavy Brakro decks or anything like that. And then of course for our Link 4s, you've got your Borreload and your Boral Sword. Now obviously Boral Sword wins you games. Borreload can disrupt and steal your opponent's crap and make it a lot harder for them to deal with. So it can cause a huge amount of issues, which I personally think Borreload is still an incredibly powerful card. You do have, of course, Saruja, and of course you do have Topological Bomber if you want to play around that way, and Firewall. So if you want to be a bit creative, by all means, go and do so. There is a bit of room for improvement, a bit of room for change on this. This is just, like I said, an example of what happens when you've got a full extra deck, because obviously on the budget versions that I did yesterday, the extra deck was quite limited with what we had available in the starter decks for us. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope this has helped. I hope it's given an idea of a structure of building your deck around and pushing it forward that way. It is an incredibly fun deck, and some of the reprints in the starter deck are really, really cool, and the new cards are still quite cool as well. The only issue is that it does revolve more around Zombie World than anything else, which can be both a good thing and a bad thing. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it kind of gives you ideas, like I said. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, Happy Dueling.
What's up YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button, and of course don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round, so don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always guys, happy dueling.